Hi, everybody. It is Tara Boothby and Megan Just-Mancini, both registered psychologists at Sojourn Psychology. And Megan and I, we like to just chit chat about different themes that we're seeing in psychology. That's usually how we come up with these vlogs. And sometimes we just share funny memes with each other. And I shared a meme with Megan, and then we started talking about it and uncovered this theme that just seems very fitting, which is I forgive you, but I ain't redoing the drama. I'm not going to step back into the drama. And what does that mean to forgive somebody and say, I'm not redoing drama with you? So, what do you think, Megan, when you hear that? What comes up for you?
For me, it comes up that we need to be aware of when we can forgive someone for healing, not only for ourselves, but in terms of the relationship, so that we can grow and we can learn and we can go move past whatever that toxicity or whatever that mistake or that hurt that was done, so that we can grow together and get better. But with that too, sometimes we get stuck in cycles where there's the apology and we offer forgiveness, but the same toxic pattern or the same abuse cycle continues and continues to happen. So we can offer in those situations the person forgiveness so that there's healing for us and we can let that go. But that forgiveness can also come with the boundary of, I'm not doing that drama again. Like, I need this space for myself. That's kind of what I took from that meme.
Yeah, I think so too. And then forgiveness, I always go back to AA. They do such a great job talking about forgiveness and amends. And it's like make amends, except for when to do so would cause harm to me or others. So sometimes when the relationship was super toxic, like when it was really exaggerated abuse, whether that's physical, emotional, psychological, verbal, sexual, whatever the abuse, when exaggerated abuse happens, oftentimes that forgiveness isn't safe to be verbalized or to be experienced with that person. So that's that, like, I'm not redoing the drama, period, situation. And then there's some where maybe we could have a conversation, but we're still going to move on because the toxic is so real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think with that too, kind of thinking about and looking inwards and starting to understand what your personal understanding of forgiveness is. I know I've got some clients where for them forgiveness, even for things like gossip, can be really, really difficult to give because their history is forgiveness means I'm a doormat. So that, then we fail to forgive people and we build up walls and walls and walls and walls and separate ourselves from people because of that fear, right? So that's like a different type of cycle to be aware of. That is this a forgiveness for something that I can learn and grow and move past? And is it safe enough for me to share that need with the person? And is it like based on a fear, or is it not safe in terms of the context of an abusive relationship? I don't know what you think about that kind of.
I like that. And as you're speaking, what's landing for me is really understanding forgiveness and working through the process of forgiveness starts with me or, the person who's forgiving. And so as I sit with myself and I consider my side of the street and my part in the equation or how I've been hurt, then in that self analysis and process, understanding what forgiveness means for me, I'm better equipped to evaluate what type of drama occurred. Is it capital, all caps drama? Bad, I can't go back there. Yeah, they're like, drama. Or is it like all lowercase drama? Or is it maybe like capital D drama? So there's different levels. It's not that people are all good or all bad. Even the people who have hurt us immensely are not all bad. Right. And that's confusing, but it's important to acknowledge and it's sad. Like, it's okay to have grief if we have to let go of some people.
Yeah. And it's as long as it's healthy, right? Like you said, I can forgive as long as it's not at the expense of me or for you. So forgiveness can be a difficult process, but such a healing and healthy process.
Yeah. And without moving on at times, the expense really is like, if I should move on or you should move on, the expense to us is somebody's losing. If I stay where I'm at, then this other person is losing, or I'm losing, or there's some other better person that could sit in the seat that I'm in this relationship, and they could maybe help this cycle have some sense of health. So there's a lot to weigh out in that. I like when you bring up the doormat thing. We can be so afraid of being too strong and rigid or cruel, and we can also be too afraid of being weak or meek or doormatty. So there's a lot of things that get us stuck in really evaluating what does forgiveness mean and what does drama mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then in the process of forgiveness, there's just a few things that I notice. It's like forgiveness is really an evaluation of boundaries, of what have I learned in this relationship, how am I growing and changing in this relationship, and how could I grow or change out of it. And really, when we come to a place where we realize I'm hurt and I need to evaluate forgiveness, any point that we need to evaluate forgiveness is a point to say, is something toxic here? Mm-hmm. And it's not always, right? Like in long-term relationships, like marriage or with our children or with our parents, there's a lot of forgiveness that has to happen. So forgiveness can catapult us into further health, or it can be a signal of move on.
Not dealing with that drama any longer.
Leave the drama to the drama.
That's right. All the capital DRAMAs can stay together, right? But
yeah, exactly. So it's interesting to evaluate, and we get afraid of noticing forgiveness because, when people talk about it, it can be quite polarizing. It's like that. The fear is this person's going to tell me to forgive and forget and forgive everybody, or this person's going to tell me to stand my ground.
And it doesn't have to be black and white.
Yes, and it's not. It's forgiveness is a continuum.
Mm-hmm. I like that, Tara. I always learn so much from you, even on these. So,
I learned so much from you too, right? So here's the truth. Our truth is forgiveness is a continuum and drama is a continuum.
Start developing some insight and you can start understanding the healthy cycles and how you can forgive yourself and others, and when the boundary and the drama can be left behind. Yeah. Or the boundary can be set and the drama can be left behind.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And we don't have to do it perfectly. I don't do it perfectly.
Me neither.
Megan Just-Mancini does not do it perfectly, believe it or not.
That's my boss, she knows.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, thanks so much, Megan.
Thanks, Tara.
Bye.